Hey everybody, my name is Jeff E. Reed.
And I'm Keddy the Kedman Blumenthal.
And you're watching Unity Gain. Hey, welcome back everybody. Seems like it's been forever since we did a video.
It feels like we haven't filmed a video in over a month.
I bet it has been a month.
It probably close to it. We've been doing these filler videos because we've been writing this song, and once the song's done, we still have to wait for the publishing of the song to be released. So yeah, it's been about a month, and we're real excited to be back recording one.
So tonight's episode is about a song called Rainfall Down. Funny thing is, rain is actually falling down outside.
Right
We're
now.
pretty excited about it because we live in Southern Oregon and the whole state's been on fire for like a month.
This is the first time it's rained in a couple months.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's awesome.
we're very excited about it.
Anyway, the song's called Rainfall Down, and we're going to break away now to my story, and Keddy's going to tell you what it's all about.
Think about your life. Why are you you? At some point, we all become a sort of version of the things that make us who we are, a blueprint to our lives, if you will. For me, that starts with my parents, the most inspiring and caring people that you could ever meet. Our home was always filled with love for one another, and it's still evident in how my dad respects my mom and treats her, and how she returns that to him. Our inspirations, just wonderful. Music, the thing that tied my sister, my two brothers, and myself together. Dad and Terry on guitars, Don on his saxophone, Tammy on the piano and singing, and myself on the drums, along with hearing Mom and Dad's voices as they sing. Just absolutely perfect. Even in the jam sessions that would occur when friends and relatives would stop by. Just so much music and happiness. It just doesn't get any better than that. The words to this song were inspired by my life and how I was raised, my desire to live up to the example that they have given me so that I may continue to be that example to my daughter and leave her with a legacy for her future. So as I reflect back on my life, I have so much thankfulness for the gift of moral Christian parents. Every time I play my drums or percussion instruments or write music, I feel an honorable heritage. I also see it in my siblings when they use their musical gifts as well. And when you put it all together, you can picture Dad strumming his guitar and Mom next to him, their voices blending as one as they sing a song that he penned. Always inspirational, caring, and thoughtful. A rain of blessing has certainly fallen down on them all through their lives. A blessing that we all can feel.
So we're going to tell you a little bit about this because we haven't talked about it yet. So I challenged Jeff to come up with a song in the style of U2, something that would be outside of the norm, because so much of what we do is very bluesy rock. And I wanted to get outside of that and challenge ourselves to be a little creative and see what we can come up with, you know? And so I did. I challenged him on this, and he comes back to me with this really great guitar sound, this really great song. He recorded it down at Stone Puppy Records, and he sent me a text message. I just sent you the file in the cloud, take a listen. And I listened to it, and I told him, it sounds really good, but...
Yeah.
And I said, I'm going to challenge you a little harder here. We need to do something else. It's missing something. You can go ahead and explain what it was missing.
Yeah. Well, I had the regular U2 stuff. It was a lot of delay guitar and a lot of guitar.
There's a lot of guitar,
Reverbs.
reverb, and yeah.
But then you said, you know what would push this song over the edge would be to strum some high-pitched sixteenths
Yeah.
over the top.
Yeah.
And I said, okay. So as soon as we hung up, I went into the studio and started working on it. And Remember, it was like an hour after
Yeah.
you called me.
Yeah, you sent it back like, okay, how's this?
And immediately, it was kind of funny too, is because what I figured out to strum over the top, I couldn't do without making a lot of other notes ring out on my guitar.
Okay.
So I actually took 3 strings off my guitar. So I could strum it that quickly,
Yeah.
and not have anything else ring.
Right.
And yeah, it turned out really good.
That's cool.
And then when I listened to it, it was like, okay, there it is.
Yeah.
That is exactly what U2 sounds like.
Yeah, and it was so cool. So we're thinking, okay, now we got to put some lyrics to this. And so he's sending me some lyrics like the next day, and I'm like, yeah, okay, but it just wasn't landing with me. Not that it wasn't good lyrics, but the reason it wasn't landing with me is because I heard something else in my head. And I'm like, what is it I hear? Something is annoying me that's familiar, that's missing, and I know what it is, but I can't put my finger on it. And then I realize I wrote a song 2 years ago about my parents in the style of a U2 song. And I can't believe I'd never really finished it. And so we were in the studio downstairs and we started singing the I Want to Walk, and I started putting the lyrics to what he was doing, and we're like, everything fit.
Mm-hmm.
It was so weird. What I wrote 2 years ago fit what he wrote 2 weeks ago. And the only thing we had to adjust was the structure of the song, because our song goes verse, verse, pre-chorus, verse, then it goes into the chorus.
Right.
And the way I wrote the song originally was verse, chorus, verse, chorus. And so we just had to readjust the format.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as everything fitting, it was the song.
Yeah.
And I didn't have to change any words really. I changed a couple words, but I didn't have to change any phrasing or nothing. Everything fit perfectly.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to break away now, go down to Gideon Productions, and go into the studio and show you why we think this song is so cool in a segment called
Why It's Cool. That was nice.
Nice.
I like that.
I do too.
All right.
All right, let's get into it. Starts out with a guitar.
You took that reverse sound thing off the beginning, didn't you?
It's on there. It's just real faint. You can hear it better on the mastered version.
Now you guys get what we talk about. You know, try to sound like a U2 song.
Yeah. Tight vocal.
The drums too, just right in there with it.
I'll solo those.
Yeah, that's pretty tight. No click, people. No, I mean, no quantization, no grid. This is all just to a click, live. Nice.
I love that snare. It almost sounds like a machine gun.
Oh, it really does.
It's so precise.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool.
Are you sure that's not a drum machine?
I'm sure that's not a drum machine.
I know, I watched you do it.
So this next verse coming up after this pre-chorus,
Yeah.
this was a little bit out of my range a little bit, but I got it.
I think you nailed it. Well, I know you did, because we wouldn't have moved on. We'd still be standing
We'd
there.
still be standing there. Guitar works perfectly there. I'm very happy with that.
Oh man, it sounds great. Yeah, I'll solo that. Oh yeah.
That's
Beautiful
awesome.
harmonies.
The bass, I like it's just simple, but it's
Yeah, just driving it.
Yep. It's like the
I'll
engine.
solo this.
I love that. Nice.
into the chorus. You know, originally we had you doing the lead on the chorus and I was going to do the vocals.
Right.
But you said you weren't feeling it, and after we re-recorded this, because we did the vocals twice, we redid them, it was the right call. You made the right call.
Yeah,
It was a little low for your range, for the kind of song that it was.
yeah, and I think you had a better vision for it. And when I was singing, I just kind of sound like a robot.
Yeah.
I was passionate about the song, but for some reason I just couldn't
Yeah.
get into it.
Oh, that's cool. It turned out so good.
Yeah.
Well, time has gone by.
I love this verse. Those
Things seem so different.
strings.
We'll come back and solo those too.
Things aren't the same like they used to be. With a spark in their eyes, they still love Jesus.
I love that.
I love that run.
Faithful through.
Yeah, go back and play those strings again. Let's solo that. That's just gorgeous.
Well, time.
The piano in there. I love how it splits into harmonies.
That's amazing.
Sounds so good. And those guitars, they're perfect.
Today is just one step closer to paradise.
You know, before we had any vocals on it, I was in the studio just working on the mix, you know, working on it. And pretty soon my wife goes, "Can you turn that off?"
Because it's kind of boring without the words.
Yeah, it's just a constant strum on that guitar.
Here's your solo. Great
Because it
tasteful.
probably took me out, you know, you sit down in front of the computer and start working on it, and it takes you hours.
Yeah, you don't realize.
You don't even realize it.
Yeah.
Everyone in the house is getting sick of it.
That's funny. You shut that off. I love that.
So it's going to make more sense once we get the words on it.
He doesn't care.
Oh, so these.
Rainfall down, fall down on me.
That is so cool.
Rainfall down, fall down on me. Rainfall down.
Okay. That's awesome. That's so good. You did such a good mix on this. It sounds so good.
Thank you.
And I love how this snare drum counts into this at the end here. Next time through, here we go.
Yeah.
So many vocals. It sounds so good. Now I remember when I was goofing off right here,
Yeah.
and like the second run, this one here coming up, I wasn't even worried about timing, and it ended up I was playing triplets, and it fit. Oh, you gotta love a Melotron.
Oh, man. This song is so great.
That is amazing. Those vocals, what the harmonies, all the different things we did, This is the first time I heard him soloed.
Yeah.
Now, and you gotta understand, when we were in the studio, we recorded a previous week and weren't happy with the vocals. So Jeff goes, hey, we can do better. Let's come back and redo the vocals. So I went down the next week at Stone Puppy Records and we redid the vocals again. And I said, I gotta be honest with you, I'm tired and I'm at that attitude where, yeah, that's good enough, you know, and you might have to push me a little bit. And I was too eager to accept something and just like, no, let's do it again. I think we can make it better. And you pushing me like that is why this sounds the way it does. And it turned out so good. It was about 4 bottles of water and a lot of punch-ins for vocal parts. But we got it, and it was just awesome. So, yeah.
You know, and I know that we keep saying this over and over again, but I do think this is probably one of the greatest songs we've ever recorded. I'm sure the next one will be too.
Yeah,
so.
I'm sure it will be. It's a good one. It's really, and again, like you've said before, how the songs just keep getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
This song is enormous, but it didn't break the 51 track record.
No, 47 tracks.
47 tracks, right on. Cool. All right, you guys. Well, that's why it's cool. Back to the studio.
You know, my wife and I went on a drive Tuesday, and I burned the song on a disc, and I listened to it, you know, till everyone else in the car was annoyed of it over and over again. But I asked my wife, I said, does this sound like anybody to you? And she listened to it. She's like, what do you mean? I was like, another artist besides us. She's like, no, she couldn't hear it, you know, and she knows you too.
Sure.
So, and that's what I thought too when I listened to it now.
Yeah.
Like at first, when we first did it, like, oh wow, that sounds just like you too.
Right.
But after we added all the lyrics and we added all the stuff that we did and the background vocals and everything, all of, you know, it doesn't sound like that anymore because it sounds like us.
Yeah. Yeah, we made it our own thing, which is what we were planning on doing. That's what our goal was.
Right.
We don't ever want to duplicate somebody,
Yeah.
you know, but to be in the style of something is different than trying to duplicate them.
And neither one of us sound like Bono.
Oh my gosh. I would be happy if I did, but I don't, you know. I tell you what though, that third verse, when I go up an octave, that was a challenge, because that's really not my range, but the song required it.
Yeah.
It made the song.
Yeah, it's nothing for me to sit there and spend half hour.
And you only hear it 3 times.
3 times. All right. So if you're watching this video right now, that means the song that this video is about is ready for streaming and downloads on all the streaming and download services.
So if you like this song, be sure to click that like button. That'll really help us out a lot. And then hit that subscribe button. Be sure to ring that bell too. When you do, you'll be notified of all of the upcoming videos that we upload.
So we're calling this song a triple tribute because in the beginning, it was a tribute to you two.
Right.
And of course, we found out that your lyrics fit with the song perfectly, so it was a tribute to your parents. And just for the fun of it, we threw in a third tribute, but we're not going to tell you what it is. We want you to leave a comment and tell us what you think it is. And every time you leave a comment on any one of our shows, you're automatically entered into a contest where you can win some really cool Unity Gain merchandise. So every guess is a comment, so you'll be entered. So you
Awesome.
want to do that.
Awesome. That'll be fun. So anyway, we're really glad you guys stopped by. Thank you. We appreciate you guys coming by. And our channel's growing slowly, but it is growing. I looked at our analytics today, and it was kind of surprising. In the last 28 days, we had 11.2%, I think it was, of our minutes were viewed in Greece.
Oh, that's awesome.
In the country of Greece. And that's exciting to me because we're getting out there a little bit. So thanks again, and
Don't forget to push record.
see ya.
Bye.
Now we're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
Here we are. Do I know you? No, but there you are.
So, this So don't so
So what?